Trese is okay. I like quite a few things here. The designs are, for the most part, more on the simple side, but well executed. The characterization is usually interesting, even if wanting to show the main character as closed off can be a bit much. The backgrounds of Manila, even tending to the basic urban, still work well, and the traces of culture are somewhat engaging, even if not getting that much focus. One of the things that really doesn't work well are the fights, where the choreography is way too simple and they try to hide it with tricks, like a floating camera or light effects. The design of the man-eaters seemed too basic for me.
Come on, boys, won't you shake a poor sinner's hand?
Making them the exception, together with the zombies, which still have a few wrapped up bodies and the two-headed one. The story seems a bit empty, making it fall closer to action with elements of suspense in a horror scenario, instead of the suspense and horror they appear to have wanted. You know when you realize something was supposed to be horrifying, but the scenarios are full of things like that one and none of them gets much focus? In fact, there were only two things done here that really felt like horror, because the others felt like just lists of items to use a certain spell. I'd still see a second season. This emptiness is almost never too much, but the spoiler in the end feels quite forced. The vibe might be the biggest reason to see Trese. I've always had difficulty handling vibes, but there are some cartoons that simply ooze a vibe, which makes them interesting, even if the execution of the stories or visuals aren't particularly good outside of that. Mission Hill is one such cartoon, for instance. Trese is too. There's not a single moment where it doesn't seem to be a modern world with mystical creatures. It never feels like the world is at ease, which I imagine is how the main character sees the world. When someone seems to be naturally cheerful, that person seems to have quite a serious problem. It's also interesting they call it an anime in the cartoon itself, when I would say it's more of a Western cartoon inspired by anime. This is always a thorny issue. I don't consider Avatar to be an anime, but I'd consider Dragon Prince anime. What do you think? Is Trese anime? And what did you think of the series? Leave it in the comments.